Hey, it's Big Bob, and I'm coming today from La Quinta, California. La Quinta. I don't think I've ever been here to La Quinta before, but here I am today. I was here yesterday as well, and I've just been absolutely just under the inundation of I guess it's a little exciting, but a lot of things happening all at once. I've got the car here all packed with plywood, drywall, ladders, molding, a fence. I mean, this is like my third trip, so I've just been go. And today I had a discussion with my wife, and the particulars, of course, aren't that important. I mean, they're critical to us, but just suffice to say that we need your prayers. Just suffice to say that we need your prayers. But it came to me that it's easy for me to focus on my problems. It's easy for me to obsess about my problems. Let's say I have a little blemish on my face. All I seem to be able to focus on is, look at that zit. Oh my God, it's a zit. It's getting bigger. Oh my God, is it an infection? It's a tumor. I mean, I absolutely can go berserko over the smallest little things. I don't have any hair on my head. That's kind of a problem. And yet, I can sit there and worry about it, or if it really bothered me, I could solve it. I could work on getting a solution for the problem. And I choose to not worry about the hair on my head. At one point, I had a family member that said, "Gee, I ought to put a toupee on that," and that was back, in the 80s, and it was, and Willard Scott had a toupee, and I have a toupee. I still put it on sometimes, and it's kind of shocking. It's like, wow, but I just had to learn just to deal with the fact that I'm bald, and that's okay. Being bald is not the end of the world. Being bald is not something that I have to waste my time worrying about. Being bald is just what it is. I just don't have hair on my head, and that's okay. It's not going to stop me from praising the Lord, and it's not going to stop me from being strong in my faith. And so I don't let it worry me. I don't get up in the morning and say, "Oh, I'm bald. And, well, that guy's in a hurry. I don't know where he thinks he's going to get there, but he's sure trying to get there quick, I'll tell you that much. He's got himself all revved up, and he's got himself right into the red light there. He's the first one. He gets the gold ribbon for red light. Yeah, baby, he's in the red light zone. So if I don't worry about my hair, if I don't worry about the fact that I don't have hair, then it doesn't change the fact that I'm bald, but it does ease up on my life. Now, some problems are not as easy as not having hair on your head. Some problems are critical, and some problems you've really got to focus in on and get an answer to. You can't just say, well, too bad. I didn't get the vanilla ice cream. I guess I have to settle with chocolate. Some of those problems are levels down at 1 or 2. They're not a big deal. Some problems are up at 9, 10, maybe even 11 or 12. And the thing is that even though I might have a problem that's an 11 or 12, maybe it's a 20. It's just like, it's breaking our hearts. It's crushing us. We don't see the end of it. God says, not Bob says, God says that He will not let anything hit us that we aren't able to handle. And I choose to believe that we can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. And that what is today is not going to be what is tomorrow. I was a little boy at one time, and I was in a messed up family, and I got abuse, neglect. I did several things as a kid that I'm not proud of, and that I wish to God that I could go back. And we all want to go back. We all want to go back and fix our lives. We want to go back and do something different. problem is we can't do it. We cannot go back and fix our family. We just can't do it. It's just not going to happen. Our family cannot be fixed. We have to respond to the problem. If I take a hammer out of my toolbox and fling it as hard as I can at the window and the window smashes, well, that's something that I did. And I have to deal with it. I have to go to Tom's Glass in Eagle Rock and get another piece of glass and replace that glass. I can do that. Sometimes if somebody saw me do that and they said, I don't trust Bob with a hammer anymore. Well, that'd be another kind of a damage that you couldn't fix. You'd have to work on the relationship in that case. What if somebody said that Bob was out, he broke 4 windows in the neighborhood? I saw Bob break windows in the neighborhood. He was breaking them. And to get some committee to go, oh yeah, okay, Bob breaks the windows in the neighborhood. He's a window breaker. And then somebody's toaster's broken. He broke the toaster. And then, oh no, I think he broke that, he broke the thingamabob that goes round and round. And then, oh my, and Bob's breaking thing. He's a maniacal breaker. So the simple thing that I did one time could be expanded on and blown up. And what do you do with that? Well, there's not really a whole lot to do. If people start believing something, there's not a lot you can do. Other than, of course, you could go to a counselor, you could work through it in therapy, you could try to work with your community and let them know that, hey, no, I really don't have any interest in breaking windows. And I know there's a group of people who like to break windows, but it's not me, and I'm not a glassomatic, and you have to trust God in the whole thing, and then we have to believe that, if it's been 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 years, if it's been 25 years since anybody said you broke a window, then you know what? I think you're in pretty damn good shape. Oh, did I swear? I swore. I mean, you're in pretty good shape. There's nobody that is going to, there might be somebody, maybe somebody from the old neighborhood, or maybe somebody was looking through the newspaper and, on the microfiche there, and they decided that, look at there, that old Bob, he broke a window with a hammer when he was 18, and oh my gosh, and look out, he has a hammer. Oh! Well, you could respond that way, and you could say, oh yeah, he's got a hammer, but I got 25 years that tells you, no, that's 365 times 25. That's a lot of good track record there. And as human beings, we have that choice. We can choose to hold someone accountable for life. We can choose to take their little nose and rub it in their mistakes and their problems, and they're gonna somehow that's gonna fix everything. Rubbing people's mistakes, rubbing people's sins, rubbing people's weaknesses in the dirt, and and the thing is that that's not gonna help you. That's not gonna, I'm gonna whip the dog until the dog, that's not the way you train a dog, and that's not the way you treat a human being. You don't keep rubbing it in their face to convince them that, dogs, I don't know. I mean, I'm not a dog whisperer, but I know for a human being, if the human being is already acknowledged, they said, uncle, I understand, I sinned, I have fallen short of God's glory, I, made a mistake, and they've confessed it to you. Let's say they told you about it. Then, after they've confessed, after they told you, that's not the time to keep rubbing their nose in it. I'm gonna rub your... They've already told you they were sorry. They already told you what they did. They already told you what they didn't do. If they said, hey, I didn't break any of those other windows. I broke that first window, and yeah, I was irritated, and yeah, I used my emotions in a bad way. Yeah, that was definitely me. You know, I'm so sorry. And I went to treatment, I went to counseling, I've seen a therapist, etc., etc., etc. Then what you do is then you say, okay, well, you know, Bob, I'll take your word for it. And I'll look at your record, and I look in here at the police blotter, and there's been no arrest for breaking windows from Bob in the last 25 years. So, Bob, looks like you're telling the truth, because if you had been out breaking windows or doing crazy things, there would be specific evidence for that. But since there's no evidence that you've broken any windows in 25 years, you know. Well, 8 years ago, there was a time when, they said that you smeared some paint on the house of the neighbor because you didn't like him. You smeared some paint on his house. Well, I didn't smear any paint on the house. Well, the police officers came out and they gave you a misdemeanor ticket for smearing paint. All right. So let's take that on the chin. Let's just take it on the chin. I still claim I didn't rub any paint on the guy's house next door, but I did get this little ticket, and I did have to, acknowledge that and deal with it. But that has nothing to do with breaking windows or anything like that. So people, I don't know, people just have this fascination, this drivenness to be better than someone else, to find fault with other people. The gardeners are over there working, and let me find fault with them. Let me find a way to criticize them. Let me find a way to prove that they are not doing their job as they're supposed to. There are people out there, that's their whole mission in life, is to go out and ruin other people's lives and make them bad, and I'll show you, you know what, I'm going to show you, I will show you, I'm going to show you what, I will convince you. And the thing is that all that sounds terrific, but the problem is that it's not necessary, and it's, hang on a second, I got to just check the gate here real quick. Afternoon. How are you? Yeah, thanks, young man, thank you. So what's our goal? What do we want to do here in the next couple minutes? Well, one, if you want to give me a call, give me a call. 1-213-713-8954 or 8954green@att.net. On the Twitter, Mr. Bob at BobBob8954. And of course, you're watching Bob's Daily Devo here on YouTube, where, to me, here's what I would want if it was me. I would want the person to definitely get in my face, definitely go toe-to-toe, definitely look me in the eye, definitely ask me straight questions, and then listen to what I'm saying. And then compare it against the testimony of my friends, family, and the record. If Bob says that he hasn't broken any windows in 25 years, and then you look around, you go, well, has there been any window breaking in 25 years? Anybody all claiming that Bob's been breaking windows in 25 years? They go, oh, no, nobody's claiming. Well, I think it's a pretty good testimony to the fact that whether or not Bob broke one window or he broke a dozen windows, there's been no window breaking whatsoever in 25 years. As heinous and horrible as that would be, throwing hammers and breaking glass. Well, what I'm saying to you is, why don't we have a conversation with our brothers, our sisters, our friends, our neighbors? Why don't we have that conversation? Why don't we go ahead and just take a few minutes out and just love each other? Love each other. Be present for each other. If someone wants to question you about something, well, go ahead and just, if they say, hey, hang on, let me talk a minute. And you go, oh, okay, they want to talk a minute. And let them talk. And then you talk, then they talk. I have a big problem. Sometimes I just don't stop talking. On the YouTube video that I'm doing now, obviously, that's my job. My job is to keep talking because I got a video running, and the thing is, though, is in a conversation with my brother, my sister, I can't just ramble on and on and on and on and never shut up. I got to take a breath. I've got to say, okay, hey, okay, back to you. Connie, back to you. Matt, back to you. Joe, back to you. You know, I've got to be able to have that conversation and not just make it a one-way deal where I do all the talking, I'm the kingpin, nobody knows, you know, yeah. All right, listen, I gotta go. I love you. Have a great day.